Exactly. I'm not going to elaborate.
I think we should touch on the video game thing.
Might
Might get some calls.
Yeah. I'll finish wrapping this up.
And we don't have to talk about the Summer Rae apology. We don't have to talk
I've already skipped it. I'm not talking about any of that. That's just stupid. Justin elaborated way too much about that last week.
Just touch on the 2 matches that Rollins had and be done with it.
Yeah, he got put in double duty.
No, champion score. And we're back here on the Wrestling Grill with Drum and Drummer. I am Chad Burdine, and here in studio with us we got Chris Williams, Todd Putman, Max Fry.
It's Dimples.
It's Dimples. It's Dimples to you, man.
It's
Keep it dimple. Keep it dimple. Life's not dimple. Dimplicity.
The Dimple life.
Yeah, it's the dimple. You kind of like the dimple life. Well, we were just recapping Raw, but we had a couple callers last segment, and yeah, we always want to hear from you. That's why we're here. We want to interact with you guys, and we want to have chemistry with you. We want to talk about what all you know about wrestling, your matches, your favorite character, your favorite superstar, favorite diva, favorite wrestling move, favorite theme song. You just tell us. Just call us, and we'll talk about it with you. But we were just leaving off. Actually, we didn't really get through too much of Raw, but I'm just going to kind of go through about what happened last night. After the Sting and Sheamus and Seth Rollins segment that opened up, we had Paige versus Sasha Banks, and there was a distraction at the very end, and Sasha Banks ended up winning that with a roll-up on Paige. And then after the match, we have they talk about Reigns and Ambrose will be in action. They didn't know against who yet. And then they had the Ascension, which was were they the original NXT tag team champions?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Who were the original? The first.
Because I know Rowan and Harper held it before.
Yeah, and then before that,
they were.
it
That's
was
right.
Neville and Aiden English.
Before. Wow, I forget Aiden was with him. I forgot about that. Wow. What was the Ascension? And it was versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and it was kind of cool because Roman Reigns came through the crowd like old times, like with the Shield. But Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose won that match. And then next, out of nowhere, where they were. It was a Braun Strowman. He was the new Black Sheep member of the Wyatt family. Yeah, he comes out and he removes his Black Sheep mask and he says, "It's okay to be afraid." He doesn't blame them because he is destruction. And then Bray appears and warns everyone that might join him. The apocalypse waits at Night of Champions. So it's going to be interesting to see where this big guy goes. He's a beast. He is a tree. He looks like a lumberjack Gene Snitsky. Basically, is who he reminds me of.
I can see that.
I mean, totally. I mean, it's funny.
And that's not his fault.
It's not his fault. So the winners were Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in the match. And then next we have a backstage segment with Renee Young and Ryback. Renee Young, she is the commentator backstage, does all the interviews with people, and she was with Ryback. And Ryback, he is terrible at cutting promos. Last night, literally, he was reading. You could tell he was reading cue cards. It's so obvious. His eyes are going back and forth, And as soon as he gets to the end of a line, he looks right back, at Renee. So it's like, oh, I'm not reading, but he's got to get better at that. Yeah. He's getting a lot better in the ring, man. Last night was awesome, really good. But it was against Seth Rollins had double duty because Triple H is getting him ready for Night of Champions. He's like, if you got double duty, I'm going to give you double duty tonight. Double duty. Duty! I keep saying duty. I love saying duty. You can never have so much duty. Actually, Seth Rollins can. There's a lot of duty on his plate right now. He keeps talking to everybody, I've got so much on my plate. Yeah, a lot of duty. A lot of duty. But anyway, after that match, it was, who came in? There was a distraction, Max, right?
In the Seth Rollins match?
Yeah.
Sting came back on the title.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Again. And then Ryback won via small package. And then after that, they had the segment with Summer Rae came out, and she was apologizing to Rusev about what happened last week with Dolph Ziggler. Rusev forgave her, and then out of nowhere, Dolph Ziggler super kicks him in the face. And then Night of Champions, they made Rusev versus Ziggler, which I don't really care too much about.
Yawn.
Because they just keep doing it.
Again.
I mean, I know they're doing that because I don't know if a lot of y'all heard, Lana got injured. She fractured her wrist, and she's going to be out for 4 to 6 months.
But props to her, though. You got to think about this. She was training. She was actually training
because they're pushing her to be the new face of the Divas division.
Yeah. I think she could do it. I really do.
Lana is the face of the Divas division, and Eva Marie is the face of the NXT Divas division.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I really don't know what they're thinking about Eva Marie.
It's based on looks alone.
Yeah.
That's really all they are with her.
Yeah, from what I hear, her backstage attitude is atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the way she
interacts
with other people is repugnant.
She doesn't carry
somebody
herself
in her position. And she's basically being handed everything on a silver platter, getting to train with Brian Kendrick, who is trained by Shawn Michaels. I mean, that just isn't offered every day.
No.
And it's like she doesn't appreciate it at all. And that's why the fans don't get behind her, no matter how
they see right through. They see right through.
Exactly. She's probably one of the most transparent people that WWE has ever had under contract.
They understand, like, because she's not that talented and it's based on her looks alone, they see right through it and they go, she's just a quote-unquote another product of WWE trying to push some pretty lady down our throats. But, she's getting better in the ring, but it's still just, it's so unbelievable.
She's kind of stiff in the ring, like, especially when she tries to do that sliced bread. She she does it real slow, and it doesn't seem like it's real, because you see Brian Kendrick do it, or you see back in TNA, you'll see Alex Shelley do it, and they do a real fast transition, and it looks real good. But she's so slow climbing up the turnbuckle and then flipping over. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Like, she needs, I believe she needs a different finisher, because I don't think she can do that one properly and execute where it actually looks good.
Well, to me, her finisher is it's her opponent picking her up, doing all the work, basically.
Course, exactly.
Yeah, and it's just, it comes across that way. It doesn't even come across like Eva Marie's actually applying the move to her opponent. It's the opponent carrying her and actually having it done for her.
How much
is
she actually protecting her?
Exactly. But anyway, we can keep going about Raw.
Once again, we had Randy Orton and Sheamus. Kind of getting tired of that. Really hope they don't keep doing that. Orton won via RKO. Afterwards, the Wyatts attacked Orton because he was teasing about being Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose' mystery partner at Night of Champions. They attack him. Strowman puts him in that, I think, the standing Katagatame. Chokes him out.
Nerd alert!
And then we had the Dudley Boys again, which, I really hope they get the title shot, but I think they're moving towards the primetime players, invoking their rematch clause for their tag titles. So I don't think we'll see the Dudley Boys as not champions.
Yeah.
But, they've beaten every tag team so far. Have they faced the primetime players yet?
No.
So they haven't. Okay, so they beat the Los Matadores. After the match, I read they put El Torito through a table. Is that right?
Yeah.
Was that good?
I guess if you like seeing midgets get squashed.
I do.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess that's where WWE puts the E in entertaining right there. So I enjoyed it.
Everybody loves midgets.
And then the next segment was kind of weird. It was Cesaro versus Miz. Ended in a double countout because Cesaro went to the outside after Miz hit him in the ribs. His ribs are still hurting from last week. And then the Big Show comes out taunting the Miz, and the Miz just runs away. And then he comes and it ends up being a double countout, and then Cesaro attacks the Miz. And then after that, we have the another Divas segment where Nikki's in the ring talking about her reign. Next week, she'll break AJ Lee's record, and then Charlotte comes out and demands that her match gets moved up because she doesn't want Nikki to be the longest reigning Divas champion.
No one does.
No one does.
Charlotte's given that, so actually next week we'll have the Divas Championship match live on Raw. And hopefully Charlotte will break the record. I don't know what's going to happen at Night of Champions at the Divas title because every title is supposed to be defended. And then the last segment of the night was a 6-man tag, John Cena and the Primetime Players versus New Day and Seth Rollins.
New Day right now is hilarious.
Oh,
they are the most amazing
the best promos.
Act that's going on right now. I love it.
Between the dancing when they come down, between the dancing they do when they come down, doing their New Day thing, save the tables. That match ended up going to Cena and the Primetime Players.
Skip the tables.
What? skit.
Overall,
Yeah,
that's
same
how.
thing,
Well, that's
man.
how. That's how Raw ended with Sting backstage, and he
Throwing
had
the
Seth
statue
Rollins.
in
Yeah.
the garbage truck and getting it crushed.
Overall, it wasn't the best Raw. I enjoyed it, So I mean, it was watchable, but it could always be better.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when we come back, we're going to talk about the 23 new characters that were just added to this year's WWE 2K16 video game, and we'll be right back. We're going to take another pause for our cause, for Fox's sake, and we'll be right back with a wrestling reel. Cool.
This went well.
Yeah.
The best part is not running out of stuff to talk about. That's usually what kills.
I mean, we still have.
What now?
That's usually what kills stuff is running out of stuff.
we
to
still
talk
have
about.
Oh, yeah.
video
always,
games.
Yeah.
Snuka. We never even talked about NXT.
But we'll get there, man, because hopefully Raw will
12
be just as bad.
Yeah.
NXT hasn't really been good the last few weeks.
Well,
I'm excited about Lucha Dragons.
they're going back to their developmental
Yeah.
mentality. Like they have these big shows with Takeover and
Like, I'm kind of sick of seeing Eva Marie versus just some female jobbers. It's boring.
I like it though because you were talking about like different things that NXT does. They have like the weird different like it reminds me of Saturday Night Wrestling or on a WCW style kind of where they would walk out of was that their MGM? Weren't they where the MGM Studios basically did that?
Yeah, it's Disney MGM.
Yeah.
At Universal.
And like I love when I miss Josh. I miss knowing that someone's about to ass kicked. You know what I'm saying?
And then
Wait,
the
you're not
jobbers you
tired.
start to recognize, like
Yeah,
Dwayne
yeah.
Gill and Barry Horowitz.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
Guys like Scott Taylor, Scotty Too
He
Hot.
was one.
He
Yeah,
was a
for a while.
jobber for a long time.
So the Hardys were too.
Hurry
They were
up.
also, yeah,
Banging it, banging it, banging it, banging it. Ain't no fooling around. Ain't no fooling around. Ain't no fool. Ain't no fool.
I haven't heard this one yet.
Turn it out.
I forgot that one part. Oh, mama! Banging it, bang.
Listen. That was so weird.
He was looking at me. So I was going 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
All right, guys, it's the main event time here on the Wrestling Reel, the last segment of the show. We've enjoyed being here, and we've had a couple callers today. And don't forget, 256-764-1340, right here. Talk with us live at the studio. And if you have the Fox Sports Shows app, make sure you download that. And there is a menu section that has a direct line right here to the studio. So be sure to call us. But we just got done recapping Raw, and like we said, it wasn't the best one, but it was. They're starting to build slowly but surely to.
I think it was kind of a filler Raw.
It was, but you got to think it was Labor Day. A lot of people were probably off, like some of the people backstage. I mean, it really the dynamic you could tell was little.
No days
off
off.
last
No,
night.
no days off.
That is true. There's no days off in wrestling. But I was reading yesterday where IGN has just announced 23 new superstars and divas for their upcoming game, WWE 2K16. And I can't wait for it. I'm really looking forward to it. I did purchase last year's, and I got last year's, if you pre-ordered, you got Sting. And I don't have a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. I don't have, the next gen consoles yet. But I had the PlayStation 3 version, and I wasn't crazy about it. Because the PlayStation 4 version and the Xbox One version both had additional features that weren't featured in, the older ones like the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3, But overall, I do love the creative wrestler. That's a really cool part. But I want to go ahead and just read off. Before I read them off, they had a video for the entrance for Dude Love.
Yes.
I can't wait for that. Dude Love is in the game. If you don't know, Dude Love is one of the 3 faces of Mick Foley, and Mick Foley has been the deranged individual who lived in a boiler room and managed by the late great Paul Bearer, rest in peace, no pun intended. We literally mean rest in peace. And Mankind was his name. And then also the ECW and WCW hardcore legend, Cactus Jack. Bang, bang! And then he had his Dude Love gimmick, which was like a 70s tie-dye hippie.
Oh, have mercy.
Oh, have mercy! But it's really cool. I saw his entrance for that. And, Dude Love, baby, Dude Love. It's going to be really cool. But here are some really cool, here are the 23 names that were just added. And I'm so excited about this, and you guys can elaborate too. But first, the BA, Billy Gunn.
Yes.
From the New Age Outlaws, who is actually back. He's a trainer now in NXT. He's doing that. And then we have Excellence of Execution, Bret the Hitman Hart. We got the British Bulldog.
Yes.
I just mentioned Cactus Jack. Christian.
Yeah.
Yes, from the tag.
Wrestling business.
Yeah.
Like Anderson are like, nobody's got anything on this.
So, sure. And then you've got the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all, Talk Man, is going to be in the game. And then the master of ring psychology, who I'm really looking forward to, Jake the Snake Roberts. He's going to be in the game. And I think they're also going to be having like a King of the Ring 1996 when Austin did his Austin 316 promo. They're going to have an entire storyline in that game for that. Yeah, I've seen video. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. And then Jim the Anvil Neidhart, which is Natalia's father, who was one half of the Hart Foundation with opposite Bret the Hitman Hart. And he had the most awesome red goatee. Still rocks that thing, man. Still jerks it around a lot, giggity. And then we've got, then you just mentioned Kama Mustafa, who also played
The Godfather.
And
Papa Shango.
And The Good Father. Come on, Right to Censor.
Oh, yeah. I
Stevie Richards. And
The Good Father.
I should hit you for that one.
I know. God, they had the most annoying theme music.
Oh,
yeah. And then we got Rikishi. Rikishi's going to be, he was the thong wearing Samoan with the super blonde hair and the group Too Cool with Scotty Too Hottie and Brian Christopher. Yeah, which is
Jerry Lawler's
son. Yeah, real son. And Rikishi just got inducted this past year to the Hall of Fame while they were in San Francisco.
Well deserved.
Yeah, congratulations, Rikishi. And he's actually the father of the current tag team in WWE, the Usos.
It's all connected.
It's all connected somehow. Yeah, the Usos. And then we got the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen him in a game in a while. I think since like Warzone or something. I can't remember.
He was in No Mercy.
Really? Okay. But No Mercy came out. We'll get to that. I can't remember that. But then Shane McMahon. Shane is in the game. Yes.
Here comes the money!
Shane O'Mac. I would do my dance right now, but nobody can see that at home. And then we got Shawn Michaels, we got Vader, Vince McMahon, and X-Pac. I mean, it's going to be, those are 23 names that are just added, and we cannot wait to get this game. I'm going to go pre-order it soon because you can get, who was the pre-order this year?
The Terminator?
Yeah, you can get the Terminator as Arnold Schwarzenegger's actual playable character. It is weird, but anyway, we'll elaborate on that more next week. But we've had a great time. We got to wrap things up here at Fox Sports Shoals. I am Chad Burdine. This is Chris Williams, Todd Putman, Max Fry, and this is the Wrestling Reel because it's still real to us. I mean, when you're on a time limit, you know, it's cool.
Good job.
Good job with you.
Thank you very much.
Hanging out.